Watch this. Gray, chalky, dead plastic. One wipe with a clear liquid that costs $1, and it is instantly deep, rich, factory black. Not sprayed, not painted, not coated. Chemically restored from the inside out. And it will not wash off in the rain. Not tomorrow, not next month, not after the next 100 car washes. This is not a product you buy at the store. This is a 2-ingredient combination you probably already have sitting in your bathroom cabinet, $1 total. And it permanently reverses years of UV oxidation damage in under 60 seconds. But before I show you exactly what it is, you need to understand why every single trim restorer product on the market right now is a deliberate lie designed to keep you spending $20 every 3 weeks for the rest of your life. Look at your car right now. If it is more than 3 or 4 years old, at least one piece of exterior plastic is gray, faded, chalky, oxidized. Maybe it is the front bumper, maybe the mirror housings, the wiper cowl, the door moldings. That deep factory black is gone, and in its place is this ugly, dried-out gray chalk that makes an otherwise clean car look like it has been sitting in a junkyard for a decade. So what do? You walk into AutoZone, you walk into Walmart, and you see an entire wall of plastic trim restorer products. $20, $15, some of them are $35. You grab one, you spray it on, and for about 3 or 4 days, maybe a week if you are lucky, the plastic looks good, it looks dark, it looks shiny. You feel like you solved the problem. Then it rains, and the gray is back, worse than before, and you go back to the store and you buy it again. That is not a bug. That is the business model. Those bottles are filled almost entirely with silicone. Cheap liquid silicone. All it does is coat the surface of the plastic with a thin, temporary film that makes it look dark and shiny. It does not penetrate, it does not repair anything. It does not touch the actual damage. It just sits on top of it. And the moment water hits it, the silicone washes away, and the gray chalk underneath is completely untouched, right back where you started. $20 gone. Repeat. The auto detailing chemical industry is worth over $5 billion a year, and a significant portion of that revenue is built entirely on selling you a temporary surface coating that they know does not work long term for a problem they know has a permanent $1 solution. They are not stupid. They are not lazy. They know exactly what they are selling. They designed these products to fail on a specific timeline to maximize the frequency of your repurchase cycle. This is not incompetence. This is a subscription model hidden inside a spray bottle, and here is the part they really do not want you to find out. The actual cause of that gray color is not a stain. It is not a coating that came off. The plastic is not losing its color. The plastic itself is drying out. And there's a compound sitting in your bathroom right now that directly solves that problem at the molecular level for about $1. Now, before I give you the exact 2 ingredients, I need you to hear this. Because this trim hack is just one entry in a much larger archive of solutions that billion-dollar industries have buried, suppressed, and replaced with expensive, recurring revenue alternatives. I have been building something called the Complete Buried Blueprint Vault. It is a collection of dozens of classified home repair, survival, and DIY guides covering everything from rust conversion to mold elimination to structural wood rot, all using cheap, simple compounds that the industries do not want you knowing about. The link to get access is in the description below this video. Check it right now, because once you see how deep this goes, you are never going to look at a hardware store shelf the same way again. But stay right here, because exactly how you apply this changes everything. Sequence matters. If you do it out of order, it will not work. The 2-step process is critical. Do not skip ahead. Here is the science. And I am going to make this simple. Black exterior plastic on cars is made from petroleum-based polymers. That means oil is literally baked into the chemistry of the material at the factory. That is what gives it its deep, dark color and its flexibility. When UV light from the sun hits that plastic day after day, year after year, it does 2 things. First, it breaks down and oxidizes the surface layer of the polymer. This creates a thin, dead, powdery crust on top of the plastic. That white, chalky gray you see is literally dead, oxidized material sitting on the surface. Second, the UV radiation and heat slowly drives out the natural oils that are bonded to those polymer chains deep inside the plastic. The plastic dries out from the inside. It becomes brittle. It becomes porous. And without that internal oil, it cannot hold its dark color. It turns gray. Standard trim restorer sprays coat the outside of that dead white crust with silicone. That is it. The crust is still there. The dried out interior is still bone dry. You are just painting over a crumbling wall instead of fixing it. And when the silicone washes off, you are right back to square one. The correct fix has 2 steps that match the 2 actual problems exactly. Step 1. Strip the dead oxidized crust off the surface. Step 2. Replenish the petroleum oils deep inside the now exposed, now open pores of the polymer from the inside out. $1. Rubbing alcohol and mineral oil. That is the whole formula. Here is what the chemistry companies do not want you to understand. Mineral oil is a petroleum distillate. The plastic is a petroleum-based polymer. These 2 substances are chemically compatible at a molecular level in a way that silicone-based coatings are not. When you apply mineral oil to freshly cleaned, oxidation-free plastic, it does not just sit on the surface. It penetrates into the microscopic pores, it bonds with the dry polymer chains, and it rehydrates the interior of the plastic. It is restoring what was always supposed to be there. And because it is absorbed into the material rather than just coating the outside, water cannot simply wash it away. Rain does not remove mineral oil from inside a polymer matrix. The color restoration is not a coating, it is a chemical reintegration. That is why it is permanent. Now, watch closely what happens in each step of this process, because the order is not optional. Step 1. Go to any pharmacy, dollar store, or grocery store and buy a bottle of 70% isopropyl alcohol. This is standard rubbing alcohol. Make sure it says 70%. You do not want 91% for this job. 70% has enough water content to help lift and mobilize the oxidation without evaporating too fast. This costs about $1, sometimes less. Do not buy any product that says trim cleaner or plastic prep spray. Those products are overpriced, often contain silicones that will actually contaminate the surface and block the oil from penetrating in step 2, and completely defeat the purpose of what you are doing. Soak a clean rag or a microfiber cloth generously with the rubbing alcohol. You want it wet, not dripping. Now scrub the gray plastic firmly. Use real pressure. Work in sections. You are physically dissolving and lifting that dead white oxidation off the surface. Watch your rag carefully as you do this. It will turn brown. Dirty brown or gray brown. That is the oxidized material coming off. That is not dirt. That is years of dead plastic crust being removed for the first time. Keep going until the rag comes away mostly clean on a given section. Now stop. Do not move to step 2 yet. Let the alcohol flash off completely. This takes about 10 seconds in normal conditions. The surface needs to be completely dry before you apply anything. If you apply the oil before the alcohol has evaporated, you will dilute the oil and reduce its penetration ability. 10 seconds. That is all it takes. Step 2. Go to the same pharmacy or grocery store and pick up a bottle of pure mineral oil, or baby oil, which is just mineral oil with a small amount of fragrance added. Either one works perfectly. This costs $1, sometimes less. Look at the ingredient list. It should say mineral oil as the first or only ingredient. Do not buy coconut oil. Do not buy olive oil. Do not buy WD-40. These are not chemically compatible with petroleum-based plastics in the same way. Coconut oil and olive oil can go rancid and will create a sticky, degraded residue over time. WD-40 has solvents that will actually damage certain plastics and is not a long-term solution. You want mineral oil. Pure and simple. Put a few drops, not a pool, a few drops, onto a clean, dry microfiber cloth. Now work it into the freshly cleaned plastic using deep, firm, circular motions. You are not wiping the surface. You are massaging the oil into the open pores. Spend at least 30 seconds per section. Apply moderate pressure. You will watch the plastic go from gray to dark brown to deep, rich black right in front of your eyes as the oil penetrates. It happens in real time. It is one of the most satisfying things you will see. Once the entire section has gone dark, take a separate clean, dry cloth and wipe off any excess oil sitting on the surface. Do not leave a thick, oily film. You want only what has been absorbed to remain. Buff it lightly. The result should be a deep, matte to satin black finish with zero greasy residue. One safety note. Isopropyl alcohol is flammable. Do not use it near open flames. Do not use it in an enclosed space without ventilation. Standard precautions. This is not a dangerous process, but use your common sense. And here is where I need you to really sit with what just happened. You just spent roughly $1 on 2 items you can find in any pharmacy in America, and you permanently restored your car's exterior plastic to a factory black finish that will not wash off in the rain. That same job done at a detailing shop will cost you anywhere from $80 to $150, and they will use a product that fades in 3 weeks and bring you right back. If you had bought a bottle of a premium trim restorer off the shelf, you would have spent $15 to $20 on a temporary silicone coating that lasts less than a month. Over a single year of buying those bottles every 3 to 4 weeks, you could be spending over $200 on something that never actually fixed anything. The auto detailing chemical industry prays that you never learn what you just learned. They pray that you keep walking into AutoZone and grabbing that spray bottle off the shelf. They pray that you keep watching your plastic fade and accepting it as normal. Because as long as you believe there is no permanent fix, you are a repeat customer forever. You are not a repeat customer anymore. If this video cut through the noise for you, hit subscribe right now. Turn on the notification bell, because this channel exists for one reason: to pull these buried solutions out of the dark and put them in your hands before the industries that profit from your ignorance can bury them again. Share this video. Send it to every car owner you know, every person who has ever bought a trim restorer spray and watched it fail, every person with a gray bumper who thinks restoration is too expensive. Let them know the fix is sitting in their bathroom cabinet. The next blueprint opens soon, and what's inside is even